good? All right, we'll let Coach make a statement and we'll take questions.
Yeah, tough. It's a really dang good football team, particularly defensively, and do a lot of good things. You just can't. We had 13 penalties, and you're just not going to win on the road in this league when you do that to yourself. And it's like I told our team, no, I love them, man. I love their competitive spirit. We're getting better. We can be better. And I think this league is so dang tough, and it's going to be a lot of teams that lose difficult games in this league, and that's just one. We've got to regroup and go back on the road and play another, very talented team. But I think we proved today we can play with those talented teams also.
Jack, just talk about kind of the frustration, a lot of third and long situations, and obviously they were able to do a lot of stunt and blitz and those kind of things. But just kind of talk about kind of really that more third and longs.
Yeah, I think going into the game, watching on film especially, they thrived in those third and long situations. I think for us throughout the week, we emphasized being positive on first and second down, and that's just something that, some drives we did really well and some drives we didn't do well. And the drives where we did it really well, we went down and got points on the board. And the drives that we didn't, got backed up, third and extra long, they can run whatever they want and ultimately stop us. But I think for us, just, our emphasis was not being in those situations, and it kind of got us a little bit tonight.
Coach, talk about the inability to run the ball. Tried to run the ball, but very stingy up front. Oklahoma obviously struggled to run the football. So kind of took on a persona of an old-style SEC battle.
Yeah, I thought both defenses stopped the run pretty dang good, and it was. But it's something that you want to stay committed to as long as you can, because you saw what happens when you get in a 2-minute drill and they can pin their ears back. So you're trying to constantly balance that where you're staying balanced with trying to have some efficient runs to get you on track, along with your drop back passes. And like Jackson said, I thought there were some drives we were pretty efficient at doing that. Then others we weren't when they won first down, and then we almost popped a couple second long screens or things. You're one block away, but you got to give them credit. They made the tackles, and certainly kept us guessing a bit as to what coverage they were going to be in those third down plays.
Their first touchdown, they showed on TV that they were sneaking a guy off the field. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, we caught
and it looked like
running to call timeout. Yeah, I thought we had it with 3 seconds on the clock, the timeout.
Hugh, you guys give up 10 sacks in this game. How much, from your view, is that issues in pass protection versus coverage sacks and the ball not getting
Yeah, I'd rather watch the film before I say on that. Obviously, some of the credit goes to Oklahoma in their front, but that's way too many, and we've got to go back to work and get that corrected. Said going into this game that that was one of the true unknowns, really, that we didn't have a big enough sample size for. Do think that's one of the better pass rushing teams in the country, but there's others that are really good in this league too. So we got to go back to work on it.
Yeah, special teams penalties. You just
Undisciplined and bad decisions. Put our offense in bad spot twice. Or 3 times, I think, with either a penalty or catching a punt that's cleared in the end zone, blocks in the back. Man, it was that was disappointing and certainly undisciplined.
Yeah, I guess for both guys, you had a couple of plays though.
And a snap that probably gave them their first score.
Had Cam open a couple of times behind, and then the double pass looked like it was almost there too. How frustrating is to be that close to have those opportunities and not take advantage of them?
Well, these games come down to those, and yeah, it's frustrating for him, for me, for everybody when you have a chance to change the scoreboard and you don't. But those happen in playing football, and they make a long pass on their last scoring drive to win it that was iffy. Whether or not it was completion or not, I don't know, but. That's those plays, man. Just 1 or 2 can certainly, whether it was our muff punt deal that gave them their first score, or whether it's we miss a pass here or a block here. I mean, they're all they're vital in games like this.
Joe.
Jackson, what did you think of the way Cam played?
Yeah, I thought he played awesome tonight. We emphasized this week that we were going to go out and stretch the ball vertically and count on Cam and Eric and all those dudes to go be our deuce tonight. I think Cam did a fantastic job going up high, pointing the ball, getting up and on his routes, and like Coach said, like that one, the one where Cam was open, I just got to put it on him a couple feet back, and it's a touchdown, and we're celebrating. Just little things like that. But I thought Cam played a great game. He was very, very physical tonight, and was very dominant.
Barry.
Yeah, Hugh, with the pressure that Jackson faced coming into the game with all the soap opera, and then the pressure of Oklahoma's defense, how do you feel he held up under both of those situations?
Yeah, I don't think he had any concern for the pre, whatever we call it. I think he was more concerned about that Oklahoma defense, like we all were, and so, that was tough sledding. We'll have to watch the film to see some of the early sacks. Could he have gotten it out? I don't know. Those late ones were that's a hard ask. 32's going to do that to a lot of teams in a 2-minute drill.
The defense, you could talk about last week, needing to play a lot better than they did last week. Looked like they obviously did in this game. What do you think?
And I thought they competed their tails off, and without the muff punt and the overturn on the scoop score, I think those two things, our defense probably holds them. I don't know. Y'all can figure it up what it would be, but those are two critical plays in the game. And yet our defense, they played really good. We busted some coverages and with those young kids back there, but I think it's probably down from what it's been. But I thought they did a great job early on, corralling their quarterback and their run game.
Peter.
You on that play early in the game, the scoop and score that was overturned. What did you see on that play, and what was the explanation that you gave?
I saw him bobble the catch initially, then gain possession of it with two hands right here, run 2 steps, us tackle, and him roll over the back of us, and the ball come out.
Coach,
Brett.
you take the lead 17-16, and then Oklahoma comes right back.
Yeah.
What were they doing on that last drive?
Throwing it every down,
Causing problems.
going empty, and where he's a threat to run or throw, and they had good receivers and had the explosive catch down the sideline that they reviewed and said it was a catch, and hit us with some shallow routes at times that we kind of didn't do our best job on, but you got to give credit to them. They went down and scored.
Yeah, Coach, you of course played against an OU defense last year, but now Brent Venables is really calling defensive plays. And what do you think of Brent Venables' defensive play calling?
He's one of the best we faced. He does an incredible job and has incredible talent, which makes play calling a lot easier. But he does a great job. Mixes it up, a lot of different coverages, and disguises them well. And then all the front stuff, of course, is challenging.
Jackson, I saw you embrace with a lot of your teammates, former coaches after the game. Can you just take us through what those emotions were like seeing a lot of those guys?
Yeah, look, I was with those guys for 2 years, made some great friendships, and obviously was with Peyton throughout all high schools. That's one of my best friends right there, and just, it obviously sucks losing the game, and I know we wanted to win, but it was good to see them after the game and people that I haven't seen in around 9 or 10 months. So it was good to see them.
Coach, what are you going to tell the guys to, encourage them and motivate them to turn it around on this next game that's upcoming?
Yeah, that's what I already told them in the locker room, and we rehashed Monday morning is, hey, we lost a tough one on the road in a very good conference against, a highly ranked team, and we didn't play our best and had a chance to win it. So we kind of have a saying now, it's what's our response? Good. Let's play the next one. And you've proven that you're a good football team to go toe-to-toe with that team that's going to win a lot of football games in their place. And, 13 penalties. We did take care of the football, but you can't have 13 penalties and and special teams play like it did and put us in the hole all night long against that defense, and give it to them wherever it was that they got it on that offensive possession that they scored on. And so that's what the film says. Plus, we've got to obviously get better protecting and continue to find ways to run the ball. But you're right there in it. And again, I think this league is I think there's going to be a lot of teams that look up at the end of the year with 2 losses, and it's hard to win on the road. And I hate like heck that it stinks that we didn't steal one on the road today, because we certainly had a chance to if we played a little better. And but we got next week to rally back and then try to hold serve at home.
Joe and the Bird were first.
Hugh, you mentioned this in your opening remarks, and just then, why do you think there's going to be so much parity in the SEC?
I watch games. I mean, I look at Georgia, Tennessee, the ones that have been played thus far. Vandy, South Carolina, whatever happened there, Vandy must be playing really well, and obviously they can beat you on a given night. But I think you look around Arkansas, Ole Miss, all those games, teeter on going one way or the other. And I just think there's enough talent now with, the NIL world and everything that's going on with that. If you get in a game and you start playing well, certainly if a team turns it over a couple times or not, or has a lot of penalties like we did today, all of a sudden you find yourself in a place to win it. Everybody has good enough players to beat you on a given day, including us. So that's why I'm convinced that I think there's going to be some 2-loss teams that are hopefully setting in a pretty good position. Maybe 3-loss, who knows?
Bird, we're done.
Only 13 carries for the backs and a half. Was that something you weren't getting the looks that you wanted, or something that their defense was doing?
We were struggling to get push. It seemed with all the twist games, and there were a lot more called, and Jackson chose to throw some RPOs, so which we're fine with as part of who we are. So there were more runs called, but it just wasn't that type of night. I don't know how many plays we got. It didn't feel like a ton, but yeah, there was more called than 13, but got to get our run game going again for sure.
Sorry, I missed Nathan in the back.
Yeah, just real quickly, did you see in real time that play with Satenga on the outside, and did you get an explanation from the officials?
Which one is that?
There's Oklahoma's first touchdown.
Oh, the one where we tried to call timeout?
And they pretended to sub him off the field.
Yeah.
Did the officials say anything to you about
Yeah,
that?
I guarantee you, well, I better be quiet. Said they didn't hear us trying to call timeout, and we'll see. We were instructed all off season about deception plays and things, so we'll see what's said. I really don't know what will be said about that.
All right, thank you, Coach. Tyson.